Good morning, girls. Today I am going to tell you about direct and indirect speech. In the previous class, we have completed active voice and passive voice. Now, here, direct and indirect speech. What is direct speech and what is indirect speech? When we speak the sentences, sometimes we tell the exact words of the speaker. It is called as a direct speech. Now see, example Gandhi said, I respect all religions. Teacher said, you all should do the homework. Means here we are reporting or saying the exact words of the speaker in quotation marks. Then it is reported in a direct speech. Well, another way of reporting the speech is there or saying about the speaker words is that removing the quotation words and telling or the giving the words. If the words of the speaker are changed without changing the meaning of his or her words, it is called the indirect speech. The reporter conveys the speaker's idea to the receiver. So what the reporter will be saying is, in direct speech the exact words of the speaker will be given to the listeners, but here in indirect speech this reporter will be telling the words without changing the meaning of the words of the speaker. He conveys the same meaning without changing it and utters the words and tells to the receiver or the listener. Now see the indirect speech. Gandhi said that he respected all religions. Now meaning is not changed. See here, I respect all religions said by the Gandhiji. So in indirect speech, the same meaning. Gandhiji said that he respected all religions. I said the example. Teacher said, all of you should do homework. Now in indirect speech, what it will be? Teacher said to the students that they have to do the homework. So the without changing the meaning of the words, we report the speaker's words to the listener. That is indirect speech. Now the second rule is commas and quotations are marks. Now the first rule to change the direct into indirect is a suitable reporting verb like said, asked, replied, requested, sent, exclaimed, argued, agreed, denied, apologized. These are the correct words which we have to use when we change the direct sentence into indirect. Now if it is exclaimed, now see the second sentence, it is in a question pattern. He said to me, who is your favorite politician? Next, it is the question asked to the listener. So we have to change the said as asked. He asked me who my favorite politician was. Like that. Exclamations. When we use exclamatory mark in the direct speech, we use the indirect sentence as he exclaimed, she exclaimed, like that. Or if it is an order, command, we say that he ordered, she commanded, like that. As per the meaning of the sentence, we have to use the suitable verb, reporting verb in changing in indirect speech. Next is comma and quotation marks are omitted and a connecting words like that, if, whether, to or to is used. When we change the direct sentence into indirect sentence, first step is we remove the quotation marks and comma from the statement. Later we add, removing the comma, and we add either that, if or whether, to. These two words will be added after removing comma and quotation marks. This is one rule. Next is all pronouns are changed according to the speaker and the listener. See, all the pronouns which are used will be changed as per the speaker or the listener. Abdul Kalam said, example, see direct speech. Abdul Kalam said, I have come from a poor background. In indirect speech, how we change, Abdul Kalam said that he had come from a poor background. A suitable pronoun can be used when we change into indirect speech. Next point is tenses of the verbs in the reported part are changed into their corresponding past tense form. Present becomes past. See, am is. When am and is used in direct speech, it changes into indirect as was. Are becomes were. Do, does becomes did. Has, have becomes had. V1. Yes or yes becomes V2. Go, goes. It becomes went. Was, were plus V4. V4 is V1 ing. Had been plus V4. It becomes had been. Was, were going. Had been going. Had V3 remains the same. Had gone, had gone. Had been plus V4 remains the same. Had been going, same, had been going, no change in it. Will, shall, can, may plus V1 becomes would, should, could, might plus V1. Will go becomes would go. Must plus V1 becomes had to plus V1. Must go, had to go. Would, should, could, might plus V1 becomes the same, no change in it. Would go only. Sometimes exemptions are there in the tense formation. When the reporting verb is in the present tense. Amulya says I am learning music. Amulya says that she is learning music. No change in the tense form here. When the reporting part is a universal truth, there won't be any change or action. The teacher said the sun rises in the east. The teacher said that the sun rises in the east. The sun rises in the east is the universal truth. Now, then another clause is the words expressing nearness in place or time are changed into the words of distance. When the time and place of the reporting are different, these words remained unchanged if reported from the same place and during the same time. Now see the tabular form. This becomes that, these becomes those, here becomes there, now becomes then, thus in that way, ago before, today the day, tonight that night, tomorrow the next day, yesterday the day before or the previous day, hereby, thereby, hither, thither, hence, thence, henceforward, last night, the night before or the previous night, next week, the following week, come, go. So for today till here you all write in the notebook, students. I will paste the pics of the matter which you have to write. Okay.